What's going on, everyone? James from AWM Studios Gaming here, and today we're doing something completely different. We're going back to September of 2012 to watch my very first ever professional wrestling match as a referee. The match that I'm going to be talking about today and watching along with you is between SJR versus beautiful Bobby Dream. And I can honestly say I haven't watched this match in particular in quite a long time. Like, I haven't gone back and watched it in quite a long time. Now, before we start, keep in mind that I was brand new to professional wrestling at the time. I was extremely green and nervous, and I was still learning the fundamentals of being a referee. So if you see me make mistakes throughout this match, trust me, I do. I'm probably going to point them out to you before you point them out to me. So, you know what? Enough said. Let's get straight into this. My first match ever refereeing is between SJR versus beautiful Bobby Dream. Now let's get straight into it, shall we? Alright, what you're going to see now is SJR versus beautiful Bobby Dream right here. And I'm the referee of this match. Now, what I remember of this night was that I was told the finish was going to be, if my memory stands me correctly, you're talking well over 12, 13 years ago at this rate. If my memory serves me correctly, the finish was going to be a cross-arm neckbreaker, and that was going to be a 1-2-3 from SJR. And what you're going to see later in the match is a screw-up on my part. There I go, counting. Already up to 2. I was always told to slow my counts down when they're out of the ring, so that it gives them enough time to really taunt and play with the crowd. So, yeah. And Bobby Dream was an arrogant heel, which means he played the roll-up perfectly. Yeah. Now, also, mind you, like I said, this was 12 or 13 years ago, so the video quality is not that good. I mean, it's clear enough that you could really see, but I think it was like maybe 780p, something like that at the time. It wasn't a full, crisp 1080p HD quality. It was like maybe a tier below that. But like 1 or 2 tiers below that, where you could see, you could visualize it, you could see it clearly, but it wasn't crystal clear. And there goes SJR doing the test of strength. Now, I loved this match very, very much. It was my first ever professional match of any kind. This was for ECPW, East Coast Professional Wrestling. And damn it, do I love this match. Not only was it my first match, but for this particular event, it was the first match of the night. I was working the show opener match. Really, Bobby, you got 5? You got till 5? Yeah, right. But yeah, I loved this match tremendously. Oh, a suplex. Does he have it? 1, 2. Oh, a kick out from SJR. Now, there's the boo from the crowd. An illegal choke. Now, let me skip ahead quite a bit, because I don't want to show the full length of the match. You can see this match online yourself if you just search on YouTube for SJR versus Bobby Dream. Oh, smashing his head into the corner post. Raking his eyes in the corner. An illegal tactic. And he was being managed. Bobby Dream, the bald-headed Bobby Dream, was being managed at this time by the late, great, may he rest in peace, Connor Lopez, otherwise known in the wrestling business as Angel Lopez. And SJR in the green was being managed by Crystal Hahn. And this took place in Shirley, New York at the old Shirley Bingo Hall, which is no longer there because it was torn down and turned into a unique fitness gym. Oh, only a 2 count. I wish I can go back in time and redo this match. Not really so much because I did anything wrong and I want to fix it, but because I enjoyed this time of my career. And because I miss this building. Okay, he's giving him a submission, a camel clutch of sorts. There goes Angel blocking the camera view. Really, Bobby? You're going to be that arrogant? Another camel clutch-ish. Now, I'm going to skip ahead. To a very focal point in the match. Where is it? I'm sorry. Right about here. This is where I screwed up as a referee. Let me pause it for a minute. And give you the blow-by-blow. What you're going to see in just a moment is something that I should have called as a referee. Yes, I was told what the finish was, and what you're going to see, there was not supposed to be a disqualification, so I didn't call it for a disqualification. But you're trained as a referee that even though you know what the finish is, you're supposed to still treat it in front of the audience like it's a real shoot fight. So what I should have done, that you're going to see in just a moment, is something I didn't do, but what I should have done. And I'll explain that in just a minute because it seems confusing. So let's get back to it and watch it. Right now, Crystal jumps up, starts arguing with... Right there. Let me rewind that. One more time. Right there, that slap to Bobby Dream. I should have called the DQ because as a referee, if you see something in front of you, if you physically see it in front of you, you automatically signal for the bell to ring and call it a disqualification. You don't just let it happen and then continue the rest of the match. Even if you know that that wasn't supposed to be the finish and you end the match early, yeah, they might be mad at you. Yeah, they might take it out on you. But you did the right thing by not showing them, because it wasn't a no DQ match. It was a regular, normal match. So if a manager slaps a wrestler, boom, disqualification. Look at it in WWE's terms. Look at it in All Elite Wrestling's terms. Look at it in Impact Wrestling's terms. Ring of Honor, New Japan, anywhere. If a manager interferes in a match, it's an automatic disqualification. Mind you, most of those times, if not all of those times, if the match ends by DQ because of a manager's interference, that was always the planned spot to end the match. Regardless, I was always trained to treat it like a shoot fight, which means if they interfere, even if I'm going to get heat for it, even if I'm going to get yelled at for it, even if I'm going to be ridiculed for it, treat it like a shoot fight. If she interferes, signal for the bell to be rung. Just say, screw it, ring the bell, ring the bell. They're going to get mad at you because that wasn't the planned ending, but at least you did your job. You didn't just let it happen. Or what should have also happened, alternatively, is that SJR, even as a face, I should have went to SJR, checked on him, being like, are you all right? Are you all right? While behind me, she slaps Bobby Dream. That would have been fine. That would have been all right because I didn't see it. The thing about referees in pro wrestling is hearing doesn't matter. It's sight that matters. If you hear somebody being hit by a chair, does not matter. If you see them being hit by a chair, then it matters. So, even if I would have heard the slap, it wouldn't have mattered. It's the fact that I saw it that I should have rung the bell. And what you're going to see even further in the match is that even Angel interfered in the match. In fact, let's get back to it and see what I'm talking about. Because we're getting down to the ending of the match. Alright, belly to belly. 1, 2, kick out. Okay. Now, let me fast forward a little bit. Right about here is when Angel interferes. This is what they call a double down. 1, 2. The moment he jumped up, I should have went to Angel and started conversing with him, yelling at him, saying, get down, come on, get down. I will disqualify your guy if you don't get down. Something. But I didn't. And then what you're going to see in just a moment, after this, I guess, neuralizer or neutralizer, whatever Cesaro used to call it, is that even Angel interferes in the match. And another moment when I should have rang the bell. Come on, SJR. What do you say? No? Kiss my ass? No, I will not. What are you doing? I should have exited the ring with him to keep him separated from Crystal. Even if his thing was just to get a kiss from a girl in the crowd. Alright. Oh, DDT reversal. Now let me fast forward this a little. Alright, right here's the finish, I believe. Crossarm neckbreaker into a blue thunder bomb. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Now I'm going to stop it right there. 1, because I don't want to get copyrighted for the music that plays for SJR. Because the song was Calvin Harris, Let's Go. And I don't want to get copyright claimed. So let's just tell you what happened. You didn't see it. I know it happened, or at least I think it happened. I can remember that it happened, but my memory is also hazy, so bear with me on that. But what I can remember is at one point in the match, even Angel Lopez interfered in the match, and I think maybe hit or slapped or whatever to SJR, and that should have been a DQ, but I didn't call it because I knew the finish was a blue thunder bomb. And so I didn't, but I should have. At least that's my memory. I can be wrong. So if you go back and watch the full-length match, which is only, how long is the match? About a little over 11 and a half minutes, if you include entrances and bell to bell. It's about 11 and a half minutes. And it's on a YouTube channel by SJR, who at that time, well, his real name is Shaquille Faison, Faison. Shaquille Faison. Search that up on YouTube and you'll see ECPW SJR versus Beautiful Bobby Dream from September 22nd, 2012. My official debut in the world of wrestling as a referee. Now, I loved my time as a referee. And if there's anything that I could learn from, it's watching back these moments in my career. Whether that's this moment, whether that's another moment, whether that's whether that's New York Wrestling Connection or SWA or Remarkable Wrestling or Victory Pro Wrestling. The list of the companies I've worked for go on and on and on and on and on. And I loved each and every moment I worked for these companies. Now, would I ever go back to any of these companies? Yes, I would. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat would I. Would I go back to NYWC? I loved NYWC. I loved my time at NYWC. The New York Wrestling Connection, they always treated me like family, and I loved them for that. SWA as well, Suffolk Wrestling Alliance. I loved them too. They were like a subdivision. They were their own company, but they were also like a subdivision of NYWC, even though technically they were their own company. And I still loved SWA. I also remember working for Victory Pro Wrestling. And up to a certain point in my career, in my life, I loved working for them. I always had a blast every single time I went there and worked a show. Up until the last year and a half, basically right before the pandemic in 2020, right before that moment, I loved every single moment of my career there at Victory Pro Wrestling. But then the new promoter, who was the ring announcer for all those years, treated me like garbage. And so I said bye-bye to them, because I'm not going to be treated like garbage by anybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care what company you're working for. I don't care if you're the owner, if you're the promoter, the booker. I don't care what you are on the payroll. You do not treat anybody like crap and get away with it. So I just said bye-bye, and I left them. Then I went to Remarkable Wrestling. Mind you, I only did like 2, maybe 3 shows for Remarkable Wrestling. But even those 2 or 3 shows, I had a blast at. And I have tremendous, tremendous respect for Remarkable Pro Wrestling. So, to make a long story short, would I go back to any of these companies? Yes. Even Victory Pro, despite the way the promoter treated me, I would still go back if they would allow it. I still would. Would I hold the same resentment? Maybe I would hold a little bit of a bias against the promoter. Maybe. But in person to person, I would treat everybody with as much respect as possible. Because I live by a code. And that is, despite how they're treating you, as long as you're not getting hurt physically, continue working the show. Continue doing the right thing. Now, what I want you all to do, that's right, if you're still watching, if you're still with me, what I want you all to do right now, smash that subscribe button. Come on, smash it. Smash that like button. And comment down below which moment of my career you might want to see next. Do you want to see any of my NYWC moments or SWA moments or 1 or 2 of my Remarkable Wrestling moments or even my Victory Pro Wrestling moments? Let me know down below which moment of my career you want me to react to next. Thank you again for joining me on this episode of the Reaction Series. I'm James Barry Wolf. Thank you again, and talk to you all in the very next reaction video. Also, check out my GTA series and my gameplay playlists, both of those on this channel as well. Thank you again, and see you all, talk to you all in the very next video.
I like to see you try.